2020 was a very up and down MotoGP season to say the least. Despite having only 14 races in the season as opposed to 18 or 19 in a regular season, we had 9 different winners, matching the highest number of winners in a season from 2016. But since you clicked on this video, you probably already knew that. But did you know that only 6 of those 14 races were won by factory riders and the rest 8 were dominated by satellite riders? We were even close to having our first ever MotoGP World Champion from a satellite team had Fabio Quartararo not faded away into the darkness in the second half of the season. Are the satellite teams, well, at least a few of them, finally ready to take the fight to the factory teams? Let's get this video started. My name is Sankalp and this is your Racing News Fix. Valentino Rossi was the last rider outside of an official factory team to win a premier class crown in the final season of 500cc era. Since the beginning of MotoGP era in 2002, all the titles so far have been won by factory team riders. Tech3 KTM team boss Harvey Poncharal believes that the top independent MotoGP teams now have a realistic chance of not only fighting for race victories but also to end the factory domination of 4-stroke MotoGP class title. In 2020, satellite riders won more races than factory riders. That in itself is a milestone. To put it into perspective, there was not even a single race winner from a satellite team in MotoGP from Tony Elias in Estoril in 2006 all the way to Jack Miller at Assen in 2016. But Harvey Poncharal still believes that they are just getting started. The ultimate test of MotoGP's efforts to balance factory teams and independent teams will be a satellite world champion. We came very close to it in 2020 with Petronas Yamaha rider Fabio Quartararo leading the world championship as late as Aragon, which was round 11 of 14, and his teammate Franco Morbidelli went on to finish in second position in the standings, merely 13 points behind the world champion Joan Mir. Poncharal's Tech3 KTM took 2 victories with Miguel Oliveiera, who finished just 46 points behind the world champion. He is confident that the last season's satellite surge was not a one-off due to a strange COVID calendar and that an independent world champion is now a realistic goal. He said, "Honestly, yes, since now most of the independent teams have equal machinery, equal support, equal development speed as the factory teams, it can happen. With all respect to our factory team, we won more races than them." If you look at what happened in Jerez 2 and Spielberg 1, where Oliveiera fell after contact with Binder and Pol Espargaro respectively, we could have been very close to maybe even the best place in the championship. If you look at what's happening with Yamaha, clearly the independent team was the leading Yamaha team in 2020. I don't want to name them all, but many independent teams have the possibility on paper to win races and fight for championships. Well, from all this, one thing is clear. Harvey Poncharal's goals going forward are not going to be limited to just race victories, and having full factory support for both of his bikes only makes him want it more. His newly recruited third most experienced rider on the grid, Danilo Petrucci, is very excited to start his KTM journey. He is already feeling important in the team as they are taking a lot of his feedback already. After all, he is their most experienced rider with MotoGP experience more than the other 3 KTM riders' experiences put together. Talking about the start of this new journey on team launch day, he said, "Tech3 is one of the most competitive teams we have in MotoGP today. Last year with Miguel, they won 2 races, so it's really like a factory team and I'm really happy to race with them. Last year, I often rode behind the KTMs in practice sessions to observe. From what I saw, Pol Espargaro's riding style is similar to mine and he was one of their strongest riders, so I think I will adapt well. I have known Harvey Poncharal for many years and he has always been very nice with me. I'm very happy, especially because we have all the factory support and in a really nice environment. I'm really curious to try the bike and get to know the people from the Tech3 team." Now, do you agree with Harvey Poncharal? Is 2021 the year when we finally see a satellite rider become world champion? If you think about it, a lot of names will come to mind. There's Morbidelli with Petronas Yamaha, there's Petrucci with Tech3 KTM, there's Nakagami with LCR Honda, there's Zarco with Pramac Ducati, and the master of all, the doctor, once again with Petronas Yamaha. Did I miss anyone obvious in this list? Let me know in comment section below. At this point, we cannot discount anybody because if there's one thing MotoGP season from 2020 has taught us, it's never say never. If you didn't already know, I upload multiple racing news fix videos every week, so hit that subscribe button and the bell icon so that you don't miss any of them. For now, feast your eyes on the all new Petronas Yamaha bikes for 2021. Isn't it weird to see Rossi in any color other than yellow or blue? Well, whatever the color of his bike and suits may be, but let's hope he has a lot of fun on the track so that he decides to stay in the sport for at least a few more years. My name is Sankalp and I'll see you in the next video.